All right, let's talk about what separates a good team from a truly, truly great one. The kind that just seems to operate on another level. Well, it really boils down to two key things: having the right people, which we're going to call the engine, and having the right process, which is a roadmap. When you get both of those right, that's when you unlock something really special.
We've all seen it, right? Whether you're watching a sports team or working on a project, a group of people comes together and they just click. They accomplish things that on paper seem like they shouldn't be possible. So, how on earth does that happen? This is really the million-dollar question. I mean, think about it. After a huge championship win, you almost always hear the star player saying, "I couldn't have done it without my team." And they mean it. They know that what they achieved together was way beyond what any single one of them could have pulled off alone. And there's actually a name for this phenomenon. It's called synergy. It's that little bit of magic that happens when collaboration doesn't just add talent together, it multiplies it. It feels like magic, but it's not. It's actually the result of putting the right components in place. So let's start with building the very first and maybe most important component, the engine. So before you can go anywhere, you need a powerful, well-built engine, right? In our case, that engine is the team itself. But what does a high-performance engine actually look like under the hood? Well, it's not just a collection of really talented people. The source material here defines it as a self-directed group. That means they don't need someone watching over their shoulder all the time. They have complementary skills, a mix of technical know-how, problem-solving brains, and people who are great at communicating. And crucially, they are all fired up to hit some really tough goals together. And building this engine isn't just guesswork. According to research from guys like Katzenbach and Smith, it takes 5 key disciplines. First, they need a common purpose, a shared vision that makes the work feel important. Then they turn that big vision into specific, measurable performance goals. Of course, you need those complementary skills we just talked about. And all of this has to be powered by disciplined action. But the real glue that holds it all together, the secret ingredient, it's mutual accountability. Holding themselves mutually accountable. This is the absolute cornerstone of the culture. It's a promise they all make to each other. And this quote just nails it. That tiny shift in language from thinking about my job to thinking about our work changes absolutely everything. It creates this deep sense of shared ownership that really powers the entire engine. Okay, so you've built this incredible high-performance engine. It's humming, it's ready to go, but an engine without a steering wheel and a map is just going to spin its wheels and go nowhere, right? That's where the roadmap comes in. This is the clear, structured process that actually guides the team to where it needs to go. Now, the source material lays out this really comprehensive 11-step roadmap. And I know what you're thinking, 11 steps. That sounds like a lot. But don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. You can actually group it into 3 really logical phases that make perfect sense. Let's take a look. Phase 1 is all about clarity. It's about getting your bearings. You start by looking for opportunities to improve. Then you officially define the project scope. And finally, and this part is so important, you map out the current process as it actually is, not how you think it is. This gives you a crystal clear starting line. Phase 2 is where we stop guessing and we start getting objective. You measure the problem to get some hard numbers. You benchmark against the best to see what's even possible. You analyze all that data to find the real root cause. And you use charts to make it all easy to understand. This is where you move from opinions to straight-up facts. And the final phase, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you actually build the solution. You design the new and improved system. You use this really cool tool called the Huddle to stay on track. You roll out the change. And then, critically, you put controls in place to make sure all that hard work actually sticks. Let's just zoom in on that analyze step for a second, because it is the absolute heart of solving problems. To make sure you're not just putting a Band-Aid on a symptom, you have to find the root cause. And there's this simple but incredibly powerful technique called the 5 whys. You literally just keep asking why until you drill down past the surface issue to what's really causing the problem. I also want to spotlight one other specific step from that roadmap, the huddle. This idea is borrowed from the world of agile software development, and honestly, it is a total game changer for keeping a project moving forward and keeping the team connected. The difference between a huddle and a typical meeting is just night and day. Forget those long, rambling, hour-long meetings where half the people are checking their phones. A lean huddle is a stand-up, 15-minute max, super action-oriented check-in. The goal isn't just to talk, it's to find and smash through any obstacles right then and there. It's all about pure momentum. And the rules are beautifully simple. You do it every single day. Everyone stands up, that keeps it brief, trust me, 15 minutes tops. Every single person speaks, quickly hitting 3 things: what I did yesterday, what I'm doing today, and here's where I'm stuck. That's it. This simple ritual keeps everyone aligned and reinforces that shared accountability we were talking about earlier.
Okay, so we've looked at the high-performance engine, that's the who, and we've looked at the structured roadmap, that's the how. Now it's time to bring them both together.
And this, right here, is the biggest takeaway of all. You can have the most brilliant, talented team in the entire world, but without a clear process, they're going to go in circles. And you can have the most perfect process ever designed, but without a skilled and accountable team to run it, it's just a piece of paper. Real, lasting success, it only happens when you fuse them together. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Think about your team, the people you work with every day. That is your engine. Now take a really hard, honest look at how you work. Do you have a clear roadmap that's guiding all that horsepower? Or are you just spinning your wheels? The answer to that question could be the key to unlocking your team's real potential.